Hi guys, as you can tell by the title, I'm here to share my birth story, my positive birth story, and I can't wait to motivate all these preggo ladies. Let's get into it. I actually wrote everything down because I know when I wanted to hear someone's birthing story, I needed the details, I needed the timing. So on Saturday evening at 4:30 p.m. my water broke. Naturally, I was 39 weeks pregnant, and boy, I was doing everything and anything to get my baby out because I was so uncomfortable. And if you haven't been pregnant, you won't know it, okay? You won't know the feeling, so don't even try. So when my water broke, I was pretty calm, to be honest. I was shaking in the sense, but mentally I was calm. But I was like, oh my God, I can't believe now, what do I do? I was prepping myself that yes, I am gonna have to push this baby out, but I just, I was so scared at the same time. Told my husband, I was like, babe, I was downstairs and my husband was upstairs, and I yelled, I was like, babe. He was taking a nap. Poor thing. He was taking a nap, and I was like, my water broke. He's like, ah. You know what? When you're in the moment, you don't know what to do. And called my bestie that hey, my water broke, what do I do? We called the hospital, they said to come right in. So I actually wanted to take a little bit time because my contractions had not started. Okay, we need to remember that. That's very important. I was having false labor pains throughout the last couple of weeks, but my contractions did not start. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take it easy. I'm gonna go hop in the shower. I already had my hospital bags packed, by the way, but any of the last minute things that I needed, and we headed to the hospital. And the hospital that I gave birth at was the Credit Valley Hospital. So I got to the hospital around 5:30. The timings are very important again. Around 5:36 p.m. I want to say we went to labor and delivery. One thing I would recommend is make sure you go and check out the hospital anyways. Make sure you know where the labor and delivery area is before the actual date, because otherwise you'd be lost. Okay, so we went to the labor and delivery and my contractions weren't there. I was smiling, I was chilling, I was like, oh yeah, my water broke. No one took me seriously. So make sure you're not smiling and chilling, so because they won't take you seriously. I guess it's not serious. So everyone who came to get assessed, or everyone who came after me and before me, they all got checked, and I got checked at last. I was really pissed. This is when my contractions have started. They weren't consistent, but I was getting mini baby contractions, I would want to say. So my checkup was around 8:30, and they had me in the room. I will insert a video. I'm doing anything and everything. First, the thing that threw me off the most was that they weren't sure if my water broke or not, and I was telling them, and they were like, are you sure? Was it a big gush of water? How was it? What color was it? And I'm like, this, right? Just a whole thing. And they went to test it with this is TMI. They wanted to test my liquid down there regarding if my water broke or not, and they weren't able to tell. They were like, okay. They told me to go for a walk. They wanted to just see if my water actually broke or not. Mind you, I was getting contractions. They were all over the place. So another thing is, if your water broke, you have to be induced within 24 hours, I want to say, or 12 hours. I forget. 12 hours. If your water breaks around 4, they said that, okay, we're gonna have to induce you at 4 a.m. So they're like, okay, at 11:30, they're like, okay, go home, rest. And we went, and I had McDonald's for dinner. It was bomb. It was really good, but I could not sleep. Lunch, my husband, my man, he slept naturally, and I could not sleep. It was so hard. My contractions were getting regular. My contractions were consistent around 2:30 a.m. and I was like, babe, let's go to the hospital. I cannot take this. So we drove to the hospital, got there around 3:30. They told us to get here by 4, and mind you, again, I am freaking waiting. Okay, I got a cervical exam check. No problem at all. The first one, the night before, that one was very uncomfortable. The second one was not as uncomfortable. So I was like, okay, do it. This has to happen. Can you please get this out of me right now? Anywhere between 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. and then it goes uphill from here. This was the time that I don't want to remember because it was actually like it was hurting so bad. I can't explain the pain to a person who's never had contractions, okay? Oh, one more thing that I forgot to mention, that I was 1 centimeter dilated that the night before they sent me home. So I was only 1 centimeter dilated, but I was like 70% effaced. Does that make sense? I don't know. When my 8 a.m. checkup in the morning, when they were checking me, so I was still 1 centimeter dilated. I was so disappointed in myself. I was like, this is hurting. Why are you not dilating? Then two nurses that I love, and I forgot to deliver the cake to that I promised. Two nurses came and they're like, okay, we're gonna take you to the delivery room. And I was the happiest person on this earth because I was like, oh my god, finally. So they induced me. When my induction started around 11, the anesthesiologist, I hope I'm saying it right, was in the next door doing the C-section, and my nurse asked me, they're like, do you want an epidural? I was like, yeah, for sure. This is way too hard. I can't take it. I can't do this. And she's like, are you sure? Do you want to wait it out or no? And they also told me that if I waited it out, it would be harder for me to get the epidural, because you have to like stay still and you have to hunch like this, okay? They put like this big of a needle right up your spine, so you have to like hunch down like this. And when contractions happen, you are not able to stay still no matter who you are. Okay, so I was like, okay, I need the drugs. I waited 9 long months. I haven't done anything. Put that needle inside of me so I can feel a little bit better, okay? 1 centimeter dilated at 1 o'clock, at 11 a.m. ish. And then they did a check on me again around 4 o'clock, and I was 2 centimeters dilated. Again, I was very much disappointed. One thing I did do was like rest around this time. Comes to 6 p.m. I really wanted the nurses that took me, that were in the delivery room, I wanted them to deliver me so badly. Only God knows, because they were so nice. They were so nice. They were such nice people, okay? I don't know how God made it happen. I went from 2 centimeters to 10 centimeters in 2 hours, and I was like, yes! When they told me that I was 10 centimeters dilated at 6 p.m., I was like, I looked at Wunsch, and I'm like, Wunsch, my husband, I'm like, I have to do this now. Nurse said we're gonna practice push, okay? I was like, okay, I'm gonna practice push. This is not the real thing, so I'm gonna practice push. One thing my friend told me is that you have to push like you're pooping, okay? You have to use your muscles down there, okay? You're not pushing like anything else. You're just pushing like you're pooping, okay? Make sure that. And I honestly didn't give a flying hoot about pooping on the table or not. I don't know if I did. No one has told me. Even if I did, I don't fucking care. I will shit everywhere to get this baby out, okay? I'm like that uncomfortable. It hurts that much. You don't know what you have to go through. Men, okay? I'm down. I'm ready, okay? We did a couple of pushes, and the nurse gave me so much encouragement, bro. My husband, on the other hand, same thing. He was like, babe, you got this. It's almost there, whatever, right? But I made sure he was like right by me, right here. I don't know if you've seen that episode where Rachel in Friends, where Rachel goes to get like ultrasound done, and then Ross kept going to her like feet, and I was like, no, baby, you gotta like stay right here, stay right here, stay right here. I kept telling him that. When I was pushing, it was just like everything was like so quiet, and I'm like, okay, I need music. I told my husband to put Sidhu Moosewala on. That's my jam when I am lifting weights in the gym. And he put Sidhu Moosewala on, and I can't even remember the damn song now. Wunsch knows. And I delivered her within like 30 minutes, and I was really, really happy about it. I think a lot of you guys might want to know about like the whole tearing situation. TMI. TMI. I did tear down there. It was just like a 1st-degree tear. It's okay, it's fine. Everyone tears. It's not that big of a deal. Not everyone, but some people. I tore. But they stitch you up right up, and you're fine. You're good to go. Funny to add, the first thing I asked my doctor that was delivering me was that, oh, does my baby have hair? Does my baby have hair? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, yes. That was my conversation in between pushing. It was that like magical. One more thing there, I don't know how it worked out, but like the way my bed was placed, by the way, the most uncomfortable things, the way my bed was laid, there was like it wasn't a mirror up there. It was not a mirror up there. I think it was just like they turned the light on, and they also had like a ring light on the other side, so it sort of like showed me what was happening down there. So I feel like that also kind of motivated me, that I was able to like see. I was like pushing like this, and like they couldn't, even I told the doctor after, I was like, yeah, I can see her. So oh, that worked out nice. I feel like if they tell you to like, if they offer a mirror, take that mirror, because I know a lot of doctors do say that like, okay, if you want to see yourself pushing, take it, it's okay. It's not that gross. It's fine. You're literally birthing a child. It's fine. And that was my birthing story. I hope it sort of changed your way of thinking, that not all deliveries are bad. Like, you can go in, get yourself a baby, and it's all magical from there.